everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to be talking about my nursing journey, and it has been quite the journey. I just graduated with my associates in nursing about a month ago, so I wanted to document on this channel my journey through a new grad residency for RN. And yeah, I just want to give everyone a baseline of where I'm coming from, where I've been and where I'm going. So yeah, so we're just going to jump right into it. My name's Jenna for anyone new watching. So I graduated high school in 2013 and I did pretty well in high school, honestly. I wanted to go to nursing school, and I was told it was going to be really hard, and I was okay with that. I was like, it needs to be hard. I want the nurse to know what they're doing. Like, they need to go through a good schooling. Like, and I was thinking, do I want a nurse taking care of me potentially in the future that got, you know, a bad grade in school, or do I want one that did well in school? And funny how that worked out. We're gonna keep going. So I graduated high school in June of 2013, and in August of 2013 I went to a 4-year university and started right into their nursing program. I started with prerequisites. The first semester was rough. It was anatomy and chemistry. They were both 4-credit classes. And I went to a Christian university, so we also had to do a bunch of prerequisites as well pertaining to faith and the Bible. So that was, I also had to do those. Anyways, my junior year of the nursing program is when things started to get rockier, I will say. I was not the best test taker kind of throughout the whole program in regards to science material. So then when we got to junior year, which was our more intense clinicals, we had been doing clinicals since sophomore year. That's when we started nursing or health assessment. I got an A in that class. I loved it. I loved, you know, learning how to assess different parts of the body. I was making great friends. And anyways, junior year starts. I'm in my OB class and I start to fail my tests. I am putting in so many hours. I remember spending all day in a library, and my friends were just having a great college experience, and I was just trying to get this material, and it was really hard for me. Yeah, I continually struggled on the tests, and I was doing pretty well in the clinicals, but the tests just were really holding me back. I remember every time I would complete a test, I would get an email from the nursing program saying, you're at risk of being kicked out. And that was really hard for me to hear. Sorry. Anyways, fast forward through that, we had mini-mesters. So you were taking 2 classes in one semester. So for the first half of the semester, you were in one nursing class. In the second half of that semester, you were in another. So the first half of it goes by and I fail maternity. And how my nursing program works is if you fail one class, you are not automatically kicked out of the program. You can continue, and you'll just have to wait an entire year to take that class again, because it is a relatively small school. So when I failed that class, it was kind of heartbreaking, because that to me was pretty much the end. It was the end of being in classes with my friends. It was the end of our fun study sessions together. It was the end of being on par with everyone else. So that was really difficult. Now, the second class in that semester was Med-Surg. And I think because of where I was mentally at that point, I wasn't in the space to pass tests. And so I failed that one too. And when you fail a second class, you are kicked out of the nursing program. So in 2015, wait, yeah, no, it would have been 2016. Yeah, so the end of 2016, this was the time where I was in the nursing program at the university. Now, I did decide to stay there and just to complete a degree since I had so many prerequisites already. I actually really liked learning about the Bible and religion. I took a bunch of religion classes, just a few of them: religions of India, religions of Africa, theology, just those kinds of things. So from 2016 to 2017, I stayed at the school, and I finished school in 2017 with my Bachelor's of Arts, oopsies, in Biblical and Religious Studies. Shocking. Never thought I would be doing that. I deep down knew I still wanted to be a nurse. So when I graduated from this college, I moved back home with my family, and pretty much that same week that I moved back, I started at a dementia unit, and I worked there for about 6 months. So 6 months, so it would have been May 2017 to about December, yeah, 2017. And I worked as a nurse aide. I was trained as a med tech, basically doing the same job as the LPNs. So I was working at an assisted living home. It was also hard because I had just graduated and I just felt like I was taking a giant step back. So throughout this period of me working at the assisted living home, I kind of knew that I still wanted to do nursing, and I started applying for second degree programs. The second degree programs are accelerated nursing programs for people who already have a bachelor's degree. So I applied to a bunch of those. They are usually like a year and a half long programs. I didn't get into any because my science grades were terrible. They were so bad. So that was very disheartening. I knew I still wanted to be a nurse, so I kept looking. I kept looking for reasons. So in December, or no, let me get this right. Okay, so I took a few months off and I was still applying, trying to figure things out. In February of 2018, I started LPN school, and that for me was a way to become a nurse. I knew I wanted to be a nurse. I just knew it. I knew this was my calling. So I wasn't getting into any of the second degree programs, and this was my way in. February 2018, it was a year-long program. So I finished in February 2019. And I took my boards in March 2019 and became an LPN. And that was a big moment. I was finally a nurse. I worked at a family practice. Oh goodness, I put that on the wrong side. All right, so I worked at a family practice from April 2019 until February 2021. And here was where I really started to grow as a nurse. I was helping with OBGYN procedures, helping with dermatology procedures, giving a lot of vaccinations. Also, that was when COVID hit. So it was kind of stressful working in a doctor's office because, you know, we knew as much as the public, and it was really hard being like the place people were turning to, not having the information that people were looking for. In February 2021, I actually, let me go back. I'm so sorry. So in February of 2020, I decided to do an LPN to RN program at the local community college. You got out of some classes, that's what I wanted to say. And it was a 2.5-year part-time program. So started in February 2020, and I finally graduated that just a month ago in August of 2022, and got my ADN. Now I'm just backtracking here because it kind of all happened together because I was doing this part-time. I did try a little stint in labor and delivery as an LPN, found out it was not for me, but I was there for 4 months. So let me just, February 21 to June 21 L&D, and from June 21 to, and now, so September 22. I have worked in a residential detox and rehab. So that is my nursing story. It is kind of all over the place. And the hardest part of it, honestly, was this, coming right out of high school, going into that really difficult bachelor's program. If I could do it again, if I could go back and make it easier for myself, I think what I would have done is gone to a community college first. Now, you still need to do your prerequisites there. The thing that saved me in my circumstance was I had all the prerequisites from my bachelor's program. When I started my associate's program, I went right into the nursing part. I did not need to do any of the required prerequisites like communication, English, math. I already had that from this program here. So that helped me here, but if I was just going in for, if I could be full-time and not have to work, still being pretty supported by my parents at that point, I would just do a 2-year full-time community college program and just go right in that way. Now, I will probably go back and get my bachelor's of nursing at some point. I am taking a little break because, as you can see, it's almost been 9 years, guys. 9 years to, oh, this date. 9 years to when I started my journey and thinking I was going to finish in 2017 like all of my peers that I started with. And honestly, that's also been one of the hardest parts, seeing the girls that I went to school with. There was a few guys, but it was the girls that I was close with. Seeing them kind of living the life I thought I was supposed to have. That's been the hardest for me. Everyone has their own journey, and I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm moving forward, and I'm starting my journey as an RN. I did just want to add that I will be starting my new job as a graduate nurse with a temporary practice permit, and I'm still waiting on the state board to give me my ATT, which is your okay to go ahead and sign up for your NCLEX, which is your licensure exam. So once I get that, I'll be signing up to take it. In the meantime, I've been studying for that exam, and yeah, I will be starting the job as a GN or a graduate nurse until I pass it. In a community hospital, and it's a medical unit I'm going to be on, a med tele unit, and I'm really nervous actually about the tele portion, but we do have an EKG class this week that I'll be taking, and I'm just really excited to document my journey. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this was all over the place. I got choked up a few times, but I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.